Hello friends, and welcome to the first video in October. Admittedly, this video was supposed to go up yesterday, and it didn't go up because my first October video is the review for Disney and Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck. This was supposed to be shipped September 15th, and it was finally shipped yesterday, and it arrived today. So today is October 2nd. I am filming this, and I'm going to edit it and get it out today, which is not something I usually do. But hey, this is what we're doing today because it finally arrived. So this deck, I'm not gonna lie, I was considering canceling my order when this didn't ship because there was no correspondences from Amazon. I ordered it through Amazon. It was late. They didn't know where it was. I finally emailed them at the end of September. I was like, where's my package? And it hadn't even arrived at their warehouses yet. The supplier hadn't gotten it to them yet. And when I first pre-ordered this deck, which was a long time ago, I officially put my order through May 1st. This was still a black and white deck when I ordered it. And then it changed to color, and I was like, nah, I still like it. I'm still a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan, but the original artwork that I saw in the original listings really captured my attention. And then some people started to receive their decks. There seemed to be a huge priority to American or the US based customers. A lot of the videos that have gone up are from American reviewers. And so at first we were like, we don't even know when we're going to get them, which was very disappointing. Like, if you put out a pre-sale or a pre-release, I would hope there'd at least be some form of communication, like, hey, our suppliers are running late, or something, like some kind of communication would be nice. But yeah, I have watched a few reviews of this, and I was tempted to return it, but now it's here, or actually to cancel my order, not so much return it, because it hadn't even shipped yet. But it's here, and we're going to look at it, and I'm a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan, so I'm sure I will keep it, even if I don't use it as a tarot deck. Okay? So this is what it looks like. As you can see, it is still shrink wrapped. I have not opened it. This deck retails, well, it says $24.99 US and $33.99 Canadian. I think I actually paid $34.99 Canadian, and I know some people in the States have said they've paid under $20 for this deck. So, yeah. It's expensive for me, apparently cheap if you lived in the States. Wow, this is thick shrink wrap. Can I get it through it with my nail? I don't think I can. I will be back. Okay, so that is very thick shrink wrap. Bye-bye. And here is the deck in all her glory. So let's see, what does it say on the back? It says it includes a fully illustrated 78 card deck and a 128 page guidebook. Explore your past, present, and future with this official tarot deck inspired by Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, featuring original art of Jack, Sally, and all their friends from Halloween Town. Okay, it's a beautiful box. I love the aesthetic of it. I love the inside. Like, it's beautiful. It is. The box is definitely beautiful. Here is the guidebook. Nice little ribbon box. Now, I will have to say, if you've seen any of my other reviews, I don't like when cards come wrapped in plastic and then wrapped in plastic and then wrapped in more plastic. So the fact that these cards are just loose in the box, perfectly fine, no damage, shows that you can just put cards in the box without needing to put more plastic around the cards. So here is the back of the cards. Now, one thing I heard was that the cardstock wasn't good, but you know what? It's fine. It's flexible. That was one thing I was afraid of. If the cardstock was terrible, I was going to send it back. But the cardstock's fine. It's thin. It's flexible, but it doesn't feel like it's going to crease or anything. Beautiful back. I love this. It reminds me of Victorian wallpaper. Actually, so does like the inside as well. Like, you could find this in some old haunted mansion. Like, I love it. Okay, so let's look at some of the cards, and then we'll do a test shuffle, and we'll look at the guidebook. So we start off with the Fool, Jack going through the forest. The Magician, love it. Of course, Sally is the High Priestess. The Empress, love it. Santa as the Emperor. The Hierophant. Of course, Jack and Sally are the lovers. The Chariot. Strength. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I was going to say this card confuses me a little bit, but I actually looked it up because what I assumed was going to be the Wheel of Fortune was going to be the roulette wheel. And I was like, what is this one? But it is. This is actually from The Nightmare Before Christmas. But I you know, good choice for not picking the obvious, but I had to double check that for a second because in Oogie Boogie's Lair, the roulette wheel to me stands out more than this, but good choice now that I've confirmed. Justice. The Hanged Man. It's Santa. Yeah, I like it. Not would there have been a better choice? Maybe. I do like that card though. Death. Temperance. Of course, Oogie Boogie. The Tower. The Star. Very classic scene for the moon. The sun. I like that. That would almost actually work too for the star because it's the bright idea, guiding light kind of thing. Judgment, yes, naughty or nice. The World, definitely a great representation. Okay, so now we're into the minor arcana. And so we have the candles, presents, needles, and potions. Okay. So needles, I'm assuming, is swords, potions is cups, candles is wands, presents is pentacles. So let's look at the needles first. I'm just doing a really quick flip through because I know so many of you probably have this deck or ordered it, and I don't want to give away all the surprises. The Heart. Okay, this is an example. Actually, I know there's a couple of them in here. These are examples of cards that I am not a fan of. These are just, I mean, look at how well illustrated the rest of these cards are. There is so much they could have done there, and they chose not to. It's almost like they ran out of time, and this is what they filled in. And I know there's a couple of them in the minors. So, you know, there's just some random presents. I guess that has some character, but Random presents, just random presents. Let's look at the potions. Like, look at how amazing this artwork is. And then when I find something like that, it's kind of like, why? Did you run out of time? I guess that one, like there's quite a few of them. And candles on a candelabra, just the candles. There's more just candles, and there's more candles on a candelabra. I think it's just, I mean, there's so many opportunities. That's a great representation of the 5 of candles, actually. I like that. There were so many opportunities, and it seems like, okay, so for a new tarot reader, can you tell me the difference between the 9 of candles and the 7 of candles by looking at that? You open up this deck with such beautiful imagery that really does show off what these cards mean, especially if you are familiar with the movie. And then you get here. That's kind of disappointing. Or here. Like 2 of potions. Yep, that's 2 potions right there. Yep, that's 9. That's 4. You know? Yep, that's 4 needles. Yep, that's 7. So it's kind of like there was so much they could have done with those, and they didn't do it. Look at that 5 of potions card. I mean, like, look at how beautiful that is, and how much that, you know, you can feel the energy coming off of that. It's beautiful. Let's see, what else do we got? King of Presents, of course, it's Jack. The Page, Ace. Like that is a little bit more like, yes, it's just presents, but it does tell you more than what some of the other cards were telling. See, there's Sally sewing. Oh, there's Sally sewing again. Her leg in the one, her arm in the other. 10 of needles. Here's another one that I'm a little confused with the Page of Needles, but we have 3 characters. It's supposed to represent a person, one youthful person. So why are there 3? Let's see how these cards shuffle. Okay, so let's see how they shuffle. They shuffle just fine. No issues with how they shuffle. Because of the finish on them, they're not sticking together at all. And the flexibility actually makes that kind of shuffle very easy. They're not glossy at all, but they're also not, I don't feel like they're truly matte. There is a little bit of a shine on them. So let's see. Let's get a card and then we will look at the guidebook together. Okay, we'll look at a couple. We'll look at the World and the 3 of Presents. Actually, you know what? Changing my mind. Let's find, what was it, the 4 of Needles or the 7 of Needles? Let's find one of the pip cards. So let's see how they describe a Major Arcana card, one of the well-illustrated minors, and let's see how they describe one of the just going to call them lackluster minors. So here is the guidebook. Oh, I really like the back of that. Let's see, so it tells you the page for each of them and for the suits, and then we have an introduction, understanding your tarot, and caring for your deck, preparing, and spreads. Okay. Oh, it's it's in color, which is nice. Wow, there's a lot of, it's large images in here, which is nice. It's actually a very nice put together guidebook. Even this page is in color. So it says the world. The world represents the completion of a long, life-changing adventure. Whether this journey has taken you to magical new places, or you've been on a more personal, internal adventure to self-discovery, you've come out on top. Congratulations. Upright meaning is you've done it. You've come so far, been through so much, and learned so many powerful lessons along the way. You're feeling satisfied, happy, and whole. Consider sharing your experiences with others. You have the ability to inspire people. In reverse, it says, if you're finding it difficult to let go of something that was once important to you, remember that endings can be healthy. Sometimes you need to close one door before you can open another. Who knows? The next step may lead you on an adventure more wonderful than you ever imagined. I really like that. I mean, I think this card is a great representation of the world because it is about going through a door to a new world. I think that truly is a great representation of the world card. So now let's look up the Three of Presents. Okay, so the minor is not as big of a picture, but still wonderful. So it just has the upright and reversed meanings for the Three of Presents. It says, whether you're making presents for Sandy Claus to hand out on Christmas Eve or working on something a little more mundane, Three of Presents indicate it's time to work with others to accomplish your objective. Great representation there. Reversed Three of Presents represents an imbalance within professional or financial collaboration. If you're working with others on a project, make sure everyone is doing their part. Disaster strikes when things become inequitable. Prioritizing teamwork will get you where you want to go. Okay, see, I do like that. Like, we're talking about teamwork, working together, and that's exactly what this card shows. So now, let's go to the Four of Needles. Here we are. And upright. The main message of this card is rest. Whether you're recovering from a recent battle, or need to recharge, or prepare for the future, it's time to pause and collect yourself. I don't understand that. I do not get rest from those four needles. Now, I know that's what that card means, but you could have Sally making the sleeping potion, or, you know, like, I guess that isn't really a needle, but how could you... I don't know. It just seems like there's so many opportunities that they could have used from the movie to represent that, and it's just putting four. I don't know. So reversed, it says, here the restful energy of the Five of Needles card becomes static. Of the Four of Needles card becomes static. Are you feeling stuck? Have you reached a plateau? It's important to shake yourself out of your routine. When you take a different perspective, you'll see that you have all kinds of opportunities around you. So you know what? Like, they have a whole bunch of Sally sewing herself together, right? Like there, okay? So she's sewing herself together. There, she's sewing herself together. Wouldn't sewing yourself together be taking a rest, taking a pause? So let's look at what they have written for the 7 or the 6 and the 8 of needles. So the 6 of needles usually indicates you've been through a difficult time. Have you recently been in a conflict with someone or experienced an unexpected setback? It's time to pick up the pieces and get back on track. Okay, that works. But it's like if we're going to put so many Sally's sewing yourself together, it seems like you could put another one. So the 8 of needles represents the feeling of restriction. Have hope. Have hope, all's not lost. Even if you're feeling trapped or stifled and life seems to be unraveling at the seams, remember that you have the power to free yourself of what's holding you back and stitch yourself back together. See, and here's another one where there's no image or no characters. The 7 of needles often represents sneaky behavior. You may need to play your cards close to your chest. If you're trying to solve a problem, think outside the box. Sometimes the obvious conventional path isn't one that will take you where you want to go. I mean, can you read from these cards? Yes, of course. Do I feel like there was a huge missed opportunity with a bunch of cards like this? Yes, I do. Like there's so much beautiful artwork. And it's just like, I feel they really missed the mark on some of them. But the cards are beautiful. The border I haven't even talked about, but like I love this border. It is such a good representation of the vibe just within the deck. I will probably, I'm not one for deck mods, but I really want to color the sides of these black because I just think it would fit in really nicely and I think it would look good. So, I mean, do I love this? No. Did I really, really, really want to love this? Yes, I did. Do I love the major arcanas? Yes, I do. It's more so the pip minors that really throw it off for me. And I feel this had the potential to be a really amazing deck and really capitalize on such iconic moments from the movie. And there's so many characters, so many scenes, like there's just so much going on in that movie. I feel like there's a lot that could have been used. One thing that I don't remember seeing is the fountain that Jack comes out of at the beginning. Like that could have been a wonderful image to use here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence. Oh, that card is cut weird. Is it? Or is it just the... No, that card is cut weird. Actually, a couple of them are cut weird. Do you see how it's slanted? If you look at that one, it's straight. Like there's the same distance here as there is here. But this one, it's a lot narrower down here. And that's what I noticed on this card too. A lot wider here. And then it's not as wide down at the bottom. Which, I mean, that's just me being picky. That's not really anything to complain about. It was just, I noticed it. I do like the magician and those witches. I don't know. Let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do these cards bug you as much as they bug me? Because, I mean, like, look at this. Beautiful, meh. Right? Beautiful, meh. And strength card. I love that guy. And again, look at this artwork, and then it's like, meh. There's so much they could have done. even just that, like, I mean, that is still a good representation. It's still incorporating the characters, even if it doesn't say too much, like, right from the beginning. But I mean, it is also like the card of nightmares, right? the Nine of Needles, and I mean, that guy is definitely a creature from nightmares, but I mean, the whole town is. So, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts and opinions about this deck. Will you be buying it? Do you like it? I'm gonna read with it a few times before I make my final decision. I might use it as a majors deck and just put the minors off to the side. We'll see. It's beautiful. I mean, I don't have the stuff anymore, but I used to collect Nightmare Before Christmas stuff all the time before kids, and I just recently have gotten rid of it because I'm just not in a collector mindset anymore. So I think that's where my hesitation lies. If I was still collecting all sorts of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, I would totally just add this to the shelf. I probably wouldn't even have opened the shrink wrap on it. But as someone who likes to use tarot and read tarot, it's not my favorite. I'm slightly disappointed. So anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. I would love to have a kind and respectful discussion about this deck. Please keep opinions respectful, okay? Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.